As you heard, the good, the bad, and the ugly coming up. Frankly, this story has a little bit of all of the above. It's maybe the strangest police chase in Wisconsin they'll see this year. Authorities still piecing together all of the details, but it appears someone stole a Dodge Durango SUV from Minnesota and drove it across state lines into Wisconsin. Local police spotted the stolen Dodge in the city of Glendale and started the pursuit. The driver of the stolen car, there were multiple people in the stolen Dodge. The driver was able to evade police for a time, even a set of those stop sticks. Eventually, however, the stolen car crashed into two other vehicles across the street from a golf course. Now, remember that because it's going to become very important later. The four people inside the Dodge scattered to the four winds. They know what to do.
As they will. Yeah, that's right, of course.
So
you got to go opposite direction.
Two headed toward the golf course, across the street. Dumbfounded golfers were just standing there watching all this unfold. You got a traffic accident. Police in hot pursuit. There were cars, Weather Dave, driving across the fairways and greens.
Dang.
After these guys.
Incidentally, I think if I were in a scatter, I would go toward the golf course and then try to blend in as a golfer. Grab somebody's putter and stand on a green.
Join a group?
Yeah.
Try to read the green?
Try to read, get down. You know how they
line up your putt.
Crouch like you're lining away. And maybe they'll just drive right by.
Yeah, but you got to hope. And you're also going to be winded.
Well, true.
You're going to be look hot. You're going to be out there trying to look natural, but you're...
Yep.
You may not meet the course dress code.
It's possible. That's possible.
That's probably true.
If a cop says, "Did you see somebody come running through here?" As you're like, "No, I'm sorry, I was lining up my putt. I didn't see anybody."
No, I hit that 8-iron flush.
And then they go, that's what I would try to do. But join a group. Yeah.
Unless the group knows what's going on. I mean, if they saw all this misconduct and decided to tackle
Here's
you.
what you go up on 10 and you say, the starter told me to join y'all. And then
Five-some?
Okay, now then you hear that. You hear that.
Sirens in the background.
And the golfer says, "We don't believe you." And you say, "Well, if you know what's good for you, you'll let me join you."
Play.
Okay, you let me play. And then they let you in. They put you in the cart and say, "Hey, no, we haven't seen anything. We're fine."
Yeah,
Beers are on me if you let me get in your cart.
Let me get in the cart. That's how I'd play it. So anyway, two are on the golf course.
So two are on the golf course. And some of the golfers, and I guess I think I have his name, one of them decided to... police were chasing one guy in one direction, and the other guy hid in one of the porta-johns along the golf course.
Yes.
Well, the golfers observed it, and the police were nowhere near. I guess they didn't see guy go into porta-john. And so Adam Westermeyer, local hero, golfer, just out for a round of golf, sees the guy go into the porta-john, knows police are chasing him, knocks over the porta-john, door side down.
That's it then. Once it's door side down, that's it.
I can't get out.
I was going to say, if it's door side down, that's the end of it.
How about that?
And he's marked.
Oh, yeah. He's
Yes,
marked.
he is.
He's got the blue slosh all over.
It's good. It's bad.
Yeah. Blue poo.
It's ugly.
And that's
ugly.
golf course.
That's golf course slop.
Golf course slop.
Oh, that's gross. Boy,
that's a lot of turds
hot
in there,
dogs,
too.
A lot of
beers,
turds, a lot of beer, a lot of pee, a lot of urine. Just better make sure you're knocking over the right porta-john, because what if you've got the mayor or something in there,
right?
And
just playing around,
and you
let me out.
Push no.
I'm the mayor. Unhand me.
Don't you know who I am?
That would be
I
terrible.
thought you were someone else.
That would really be awful. Well, good for him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's well played. Now, see, when you said he went in the porta-john, I thought, well, that's pretty smart, too, because,
It is.
are they going to go from porta-john
If they don't
to porta-john?
see you go in, they can't. You'll never know.
Exactly right. More transportation here in the good, the bad, the ugly. We have a pilot. His name is Jeff Fell. This is the good story. He's retiring after 32 years, a career with American Airlines. His last flight was from Charlotte to Chicago. He had all of his family on the flight with him to take the last flight, and he made his speech, which was quite emotional.
If I get a little emotional, please forgive me. First of all, I'd like to take just a few moments of your time before we take off to Chicago tonight, and I'd like to acknowledge a group of very important people to me that are on board the flights. They're the majority of my family who have come along with me on my retirement flight. Thank you all for coming along with me tonight and celebrating this very memorable time in my life. I love all of you.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. Here's my take. I'm not flying on that flight. Why? He's too emotional. He can't fly that plane.
Well,
Veil of tears.
He's too emotional. He's got tears falling down his face.
My take was, I'm glad he did that announcement on the ground and not midair, because that sounds like that could be taking the plane down.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Like especially after that loon tried to the other week.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
You do
Shroom
that
pilot.
Yeah. You do that mid-flight. I'm gonna get emotional doing this.
Oh God! Yeah, you got to do it on the ground, or maybe even after you land.
Maybe when you land.
Or do it when you land in Chicago. You say, "By the way, this was my final flight. Thank you all for being on it." Or like as you're taxiing in. You know,
could he buy everybody a drink?
Should have.
If you were the pilot.
Well, yeah, kind of cool.
Those prices.
Well, you've seen the price in the airport lounge.
Is the oh, don't be that guy.
I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that.
Is it? Do airlines still have mandatory retirement for pilots? I think they do.
They did for Sully. I bet they do. I mean,
probably.
He's 32 years. He's
I bet he's 60
early 60s.
62.
That's what I was thinking. But what a great thing, though, to see
They
somebody.
have that in radio?
Better not. Can't do that. Also,
you're sniffing around it, aren't you?
You know,
I smell something.
When one of us, when Chris Demm retires, he'll probably be the first of us to go. When he retires, no visitors in studio. That's my policy. So if his wife and
we're going
family,
blackout.
Yeah, we're going blackout. So there's going to be
cover the windows.
Like if you want people in here cheering, forget it. We're not doing that. All windows covered. Nobody looks in. You know how
final sign off.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
It's going to be just a normal day around
That's
here.
That's right. Normal day. See you tomorrow. Some of us.
I like that.
That's what we'll say.
Most everybody in radio, you don't know what your last day.
That's correct.
true.
Yeah,
most it is a normal day.
Usually it is.
That's the rule.
It rarely happens.
A lot of times it's a Friday. They say, have a good weekend. Oh, come into my office.
Yeah, I
And
need
then
your
it's
key
over.
fob.
Exactly.
All right, I'll see everybody Monday. Hold on a second.
Yep. I like that too. I thought it was really cool, you know, that he got to do
Yeah, I
that.
would have liked it taxiing instead of before the flight.
I agree, but still,
But,
it was very, very nice.
Or he may not be passing the tests, and maybe that's why. Maybe his eyes aren't hitting the mark anymore.
But I bet you they just got him at age 62 or whatever it is.
And don't tell me that before you take off.
Yeah. I'm not passing the test anymore, folks.
they're making me retire.
That's why there's two of us up here in the cockpit.
My eyes are bad.
You know, you miss a couple of questions and they take your wings. So we'll be in Chicago in 2 hours.
Sorry, Milwaukee.
God willing.
Anybody want to see the Sears Tower up close?
No, don't joke
How
about
about
that.
Lake Michigan this time of year?
Oh, my God.
It's cold.
Oh, my God. We have another airline story. It's the bad story. Biggie and I were talking about it a minute ago. There's video making rounds now from a flight out of New York where a woman, they were on the ground. It's a Southwest flight from New York to Kansas City. They're on the ground. They had not taken off yet. And a woman started making a scene, a spectacle of herself. So they were going to escort her off the plane. The flight attendants came, security came, and she started screaming, "I'm being human trafficked."
Get off! Get the off! Do not touch. Get off, please! Is there someone that can help provide assistance? I am being trafficked! I am being human trafficked! I am being human trafficked! I am being... This is gonna go on TikTok, so I look crazy. But I am being human trafficked! I am being human trafficked! Stop! Leave me alone! Guys! Girls! No! No! This is not real! Ah!
I couldn't fly after that. I see something like that. I'm like, let me off this plane. It's doomed. That's it.
So what did she want? Off the plane or to stay on the plane?
She wanted to stay on. Well, I don't know what she wanted. She said she's being human trafficked as they started, because that's what she was screaming to begin with.
I mean, anything is possible, I suppose, in this world, and that's clear that happens all the time. But if you think of it like in the cold light of logic, you would want to get off of the plane.
Yeah, you would.
Right?
You'd want
because you're surrounded by security in the terminal.
You would want security to take you quietly, and then when you get in the terminal, say, "I was human trafficked." So that's why I made that scene.
Yeah.
So
I mean, your first instinct is loon.
Of course.
Of course.
But then later, if you see, you know, no one helped woman being human trafficked,
of course,
then you're like, oh, I'm a terrible person.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're wondering, are you right or are you wrong? I feel like she was just a loon and she was yelling.
Yeah.
But what, you get on the plane, you go all through the thing, the boarding, you sit there in the airport, you get on, you put your stuff on the overhead, and then you sit down and start screaming. It's like, I guess, is it let's say she wasn't being human trafficked. Is she got a bunch of anxiety from flying, and that's why she starts putting on a display like that?
Yeah, I think people have more anxiety now than they did, and I think some people just have something
maybe
and
where
don't
they
forget,
have that break.
Tons of people in the air are heavily medicated and they're drinking alcohol in the terminal.
Could have been that.
I mean, you never know what those combinations will do.
Could have been that caused her to do that. A bad story here. There's been a robbery in Philadelphia. Police are on the lookout for 5 men who stole meat from a refrigerated truck early Wednesday morning in South Philadelphia around 12:30 a.m. Tractor trailer was parked overnight at the Jet Row Restaurant Supply Warehouse lot and had at least $250,000 worth of meat inside. The 5 that went into the truck got around, they think, $7,500 worth of meat taken out of it. Here is one of the cops who is on the case.
There's $250,000 worth of meat in one of these trucks. That's wholesale. So $750,000 by the time they sell it, that's a lot of money. It is increasing. It's just the way of life right now. You know, people aren't being able to work.
In that same area last month, a trucker awoke to find 184 cases of crabs stolen from his trailer, valued at $73,000. While he slept, they came on the truck and took the crabs off while he was snoozing up there in the cab, I guess, or wherever the quarters where they sleep. So, and you heard the cop say, that's just how people are right now. They'll come and get you.
Yeah, but people have been stealing, hijacking trucks
for a long
since
time.
Goodfellas. I mean, you've seen it. Sometimes you pay the driver to look the other way.
Oh, do you think that's what's going on?
Well, it happens all the time.
It's possible that's what's happened, right?
They get a cut. They look the other way. The meat ends up in your neighborhood. Hey, man, you need some steaks?
Yeah.
I buy those steaks.
You are the guy.
I'm the guy.
Yeah, you're one. You'll buy something off the back of a pickup, won't you?
Yeah, you'll fall for the old, oh, man, my freezer just broke. I got to get rid of all this meat before I get home.
I thought it was true. I thought people's freezer broke.
Oh, man, my boss says if I don't sell all this meat today, I'm going to be fired.
Yes, I do that.
I have a boss. Give me a steak.
Can't tell me steaks I've bought that way with a truck full of frozen meat out in front of my yard.
Yep.
I've done that a few times. Do you think I've been taken advantage of? Do
Well,
you
I think you
that's
probably bought stolen
meat?
goods.
I think you bought stolen meat.
That's stolen meat.
Stolen pine needles.
I can't even talk about that. It's so terrible. Ugly story. A wedding crasher has been caught. Her name is Sandra Henson. She's going to plead guilty to larceny, trespassing, and disturbing the peace after crashing a wedding last month and stealing from the couple. She's been doing it now that it's turned out for 6 years. She goes to wedding receptions. She sees them listed online and in newspapers. And in over 3 states, Alabama, Tennessee, and Mississippi,
Wow.
she has stolen the gifts off the gift table and gone from wedding to wedding to wedding, doing this, blending in with the crowd and taking items from the table.
Straight for the envelopes first.
Well, you got to go to a big wedding, right?
That's what she does. She goes to big weddings, she goes to the gift tables, and she digs through purses while guests are distracted during memorable moments and photographs. She'll go through
When they're out doing the chicken dance.
Exactly. She'll figure out she figure out where the purses are and steals money
and
that
do the
way.
electric slide.
Yep.
We have another cop.
We was able to identify this woman. It seems to be an ongoing thing, maybe an addiction or something that she just feels like that nobody will ever catch on to.
They found she made over estimated $300,000 doing this over the last 6 years.
Do you know what she did with the money?
I don't. I mean, do you? I mean, there's a lot of just cash. There's
Just
gift
gamble,
cards.
nice cars.
There's gift cards.
Trips.
There's credit cards. There's cash, and then people cancel their credit cards. But she's bought items online and so forth before they cancel them. Apparently, she was able to get away with it for quite a long time before they got her. I don't even know how they really caught her at the end either. I guess I don't know if they planted a sting or they just caught her red-handed, probably.
I think they did. I thought like somebody said, who are you here with?
There you go.
It was like a bride's sister.
There it is, yeah. And she can't come up with the name. She's
Yeah.
a wedding crasher and doing those things. It's awful.
Going to the parties is one thing, but taking the stuff.
It's awful, yeah.
How do you give the money if you're giving a gift of money?
I do.
Like, you get cash?
I do cash.
Really?
At a wedding reception, I bet you put $100 in an envelope.
Me too.
Yeah.
Put a card in it,
Or
maybe.
you could go get a gift card and put $100 on it or $200 on it.
Yeah.
Do you know that they charge? I bought recently a $50 Visa gift card from a drugstore. I was giving it to
Trying to buy your passwords back.
I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to
Somebody
say
hack
no.
you.
I didn't know this.
I'm going to release your history to whoa. How many gift cards we talking?
The $50 gift card cost me $54 and some change. I
Yeah.
said, "What do you mean
Activation
$54?
fee.
Yeah.
What in the world?"
Yeah. And when you do Amex or Visa or MasterCard cash gift cards, there's a fee.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
But
if you
not
buy,
everything.
No, not if you buy it for a store, it won't. Like if
Yeah.
you buy an Applebee's or
Right,
Home
that's
Depot
different.
because
Yeah,
they know
that's a $50 card.
That's
That's
right.
a $50 price.
because they know it's going to get used there.
But you buy it. I bought it over at Walgreens, a Visa card for $54 and got 50 on it. I said, you just took me for 4 and some change.
Yep, sure did.
Said, yeah, that's
Take
how
it
it
up
works.
as Visa, sir.
That's how it works. Exactly. I didn't like it. I didn't like that a bit. One more piece of news here today. It's the ugly story. A grandmother's going viral today for giving some advice, old school advice, to her 38-year-old granddaughter. She's going viral because the advice is not keeping up with the times. The 38-year-old granddaughter was over to see her grandmother, and the grandmother was surprised that the 38-year-old was not married yet.
I'm 38.
I've never been married.
Really, Nana?
38 years old. I've never been married. No children or nothing. You sure missed a lot of life.
Why do I have to get married and have kids to have a good life?
You do have no good life.
I do.
You don't go nowhere.
I do. I just got back from a trip.
By yourself, no man. If you don't have a man, you ain't nothing.
Really? I'm not nothing without a man, huh?
I had a husband till he died, huh?
I still have sex.
I know you do, but that's not right. That's dirty. Sleeping around like a...
It's one person. One person.
Sleeping around like a...
The word that was covered there, Biggie covered it with a horn, is
Does it rhyme with horn?
slut.
Oh.
Damn.
Slut. You're a slut.
Just keeping it real.
Now, the granddaughter's 38. The grandmother is 106.
Woo, I knew she had some age on her.
Yes, she-
106.
I think she was that old.
She may have been a grandmother at age 38.
Yeah.
Yeah, she may have been.
Well, then not at 106.
But
it's not uncommon.
6. You heard the advice of you nothing without a man.
I like to have relations.
That's old school. That's old school. You better have a man. Or you
That's a great grandmother.
Yeah.
I heard you the other day. Or I heard a comedian that reminded me of Biggie. Was it the other day? Biggie was saying something about women not being able to drive. Oh, my daughter is driving now.
Was this the astronauts who dropped the
Yeah, 2 things. That's
space
right.
tools?
First, my daughter is practicing her driving, and she's not smooth when it comes to stoplights. She stops on a dime, and Biggie said, that's just her gender.
That will never change.
That's not changing.
Never going to change.
No.
And I told my daughter, you got to get smoother. And she's like, physically impossible. Biggie said, that's right.
Cosign.
It is.
She's right.
I'll say this: it's just ingrained in women to one, stop on a dime if they're driving, but if you're driving, they have to have a panic attack 300 feet away from the light. Are you gonna stop? Oh my God! You see it?
Okay.
We're 300 feet away from the light. I see it's red.
Okay. Then there were some astronauts that had dropped they were female astronauts, dropped their tool belt up near the space station. It's floating around in space junk now. They can't get it. Biggie said, say no more. That's right. A couple of women up there.
Yeah, had a little oopsie in space.
Well, there's a comedian. Right after you said that, I heard him. His name is Anthony Jeselnik. And he's talking about, similar to what you were saying, about women.
This chick is trying to get me fired because she claims I've been giving her inappropriate massages in the office. Well, I say good luck with that, sweetheart. I don't even work here. I loved college. College was so great. The only thing I didn't like about college was calculus. Hated calculus, hated it. And I was failing calculus so badly that I tried to get my girlfriend to sleep with my professor to get me an A. But you know how chicks are. She forgot to mention me. Maybe some of you guys noticed a pattern here. These are all great jokes.
You don't hear that much anymore, that kind of comedy anymore. Yeah. When you said that about women drivers, it reminded me of him.